As usual, give me a moment while I make sure this is actually running. Oh, now they have fishbowl. What is this? Oh my god, why did they do that? I completely forgot this was going to be a thing. What is that? Popcorn? Oh, kelporn. Okay. Cute. Deadpool. Anything else is new? Oh, yeah. The female Venoms, if you want them. Apparently, they didn't set them for teen only. For a minute, you could do scary, sexy ladies inside E for Everyone games. The whole rating system, just for their Roblox ripoff, is so dumb. Ow, my ears. So hopefully third-party music is off and everything stays low today because it seems to be working. Remember last time I streamed, it was just blaring copyright music for no reason. Right now, all I hear in the background is Fortnite music, which sometimes the dumb YouTube censor still catches copyright music because it's run by dumb people and robots. And no, I'm not going to not insult y'all, YouTube, if y'all aren't going to perform more than a half-assed task at censorship and doing it correctly because you're too lazy to actually run things. I'm going to criticize the shit out of y'all. As y'all can tell, I do have allergies. I'm dying, but right now, let me make sure we are up and running so I can go ahead and do my intro. With me is Mello, our tiny little kitten. She's biting the shit out of me. She's in that kind of mood right now. And she's falling asleep. She's so cute. Okay, YouTube, where the heck are you? Am I showing as live? It doesn't show me showing as live. Oh no, there we go. Am I showing as live? Yep, coolio. Okay, welcome to Fortnite. My name is Sephiroth PX, also known as Joshua Winters, a writer, wannabe writer. We are going to be running tonight's Chapter 5 finale. What this is where I stream the final official stream for Chapter 5, and we go over the whole kind of storyline of Fortnite, and especially focused mostly on Chapter 5, and also go through the seasonal ending. We'll go through the things like map changes, basic storyline, with a more open focus on the current storyline, as well as looking through the characters and skins we got through the entire chapter and seeing how they relate to the story, if they relate. Chapter 5, story-wise, was a lot better than Chapter 4. While Chapter 4 had some interesting story concepts I would really like to see flourish, every season of Chapter 4 seemed to be disjointed and broken and not related to the next chapter. They were all like their own story that led to something cool, but then petered out and didn't go anywhere. Like, where are the 7? What happened to our robot lady after she got sent through the bridge we hacked? What happened to the vampiric dude? Did us reset everything? I doubt it. It probably just likely did a new timeline. How are we getting to Chapter 2's remix if we reset time, for that matter? So, that kind of stuff. I'm sure they could explain it away with interdimensional travel if they would like to, since we're still in Fortnite and for 0 points is already shown to have more than one zero reality in it. But we'll see where they go with the storyline, because this chapter has been a lot better with the more combined storyline from A to B, and an overarching story. And while it doesn't relate to the full series of Fortnite too well, other than having Jones in it, it does give us a full story for at least the chapter itself. That said, I won't be looking too much at the YouTube on my phone app, which is where I watch you guys chat. So if I don't see y'all chat, I'm sorry. I'll only see it if it shows up on the TV screen at the time. But now I need to find my notes. Notes, where are you? Anyway, it's almost near Halloween. What are y'all's plans for Halloween? Anything cool? Are y'all young enough to go trick or treating? or not too old to go trick or treating. Y'all having a party if y'all are too old. Any cool costumes out there? Notes. There we go. End of chapter. Chapter 5 is coming to an end. With that, we say goodbye to another map and a chapter that, story-wise, was so much better than the one before. So, I'll play a little while we look into the overarching storyline of Fortnite. Oh, and if y'all didn't see, there is a time. I believe that's going to be Saturday at 5:30, which means I won't be here for it. I don't know if this is a live event heading into Remix. If it is, I'll watch it with y'all on the internet. I'll be at work, or I'll watch it afterwards. 5:30. I will not have any time off. I'll be in the middle of work, likely at 5:30. So I'll have to watch it after it happens. Yep, event's November 1st. So, if y'all get to see the event, feel free to share it on my Facebook if y'all are showing it live. And that way we can, my fans, anybody who follows my Facebook can watch it. You'll find my Facebook at Sephiroth TX with the Sephiroth cowboy on it. Oh, that was weird. Oh, got a phone call and it went away. Anyway, let's play a little bit of Team Rumble while we talk. Look, they already have everything updated on picture-wise right here. We have a weird... It's the butterflies. 0-point butterflies and rift cracks. Uh-oh. What is going on? Interesting. Okay. That's cool. Why is it so loud in my ears? Anyway, in chapter 1, if you remember way back in, God, 6 years ago, the loopers came to the island. Prior to us having Battle Royale loop, Fortnite was a comedic horror game about a storm invading an entire world and launching zombies on it, and the survivors having to work against it. Some of the survivors made it into the loop, including Jones and Ramirez, and a handful of others like Penny. Whether they are directly related to the survivors or alternate reality versions, we'll probably never know, because they never fully connected the two. They just have characters that intermix between the two. During that time, Io was secretly starting exploring the loop and the hidden power of the island. This all led up to the discovery of the 0 point at the center of all reality in a crashed last reality UFO under the central loot lake. However, discovering it quickly led to abusing and fracturing it for the first time, which led to this instability in all reality. Now, that is a very quick and empty overarching story for chapter 1. There was a lot that happened in chapter 1, especially since it was 10 seasons long. But that is the quick and clean of the 0 point central storyline there. An anti-IO unit known as Z7 and their scientists tried to set the 0 point free, but was tricked by an IO agent named Agent Jones into resetting reality. I'm going to get through the entire storyline before we matchmake if it doesn't hurry. In Chapter 2, we saw us on the underside of the island without actually knowing it was a flat world. We got caught up in a spy intrigue with Midas, tidal waves after his event, where he used the 0 point to try and push back the loop, and Marvel shenanigans. Galactus, a giant world eater from Marvel Universe, uncovered the 0 point after Midas had used it and attempted to drain it. And while we stopped him, it was once again shattered, causing errors in reality. Jones, in an effort to distract us from being able to get into Zero Point and escape, used it to fort hunters and fighters into the island, yet this further damaged the Zero Point to almost destruction. In the end, Jones left Io and joined the Seven in an effort to fix the Zero Point and save reality. The Zero Point was healed, but it wasn't long until the last reality, which had launched a cubic probe in Chapter 1, arrived in an effort to search for it in all realities. In a last-ditch effort, the Seven flipped the island, obliterating the cube species which detonates on contact with water. Okay, I guess we're just going to finish this in here. I don't know what matchmaking's doing. I haven't seen any errors from Fortnite lately. In Chapter 3, we ended up on what was likely the very first map, possibly a millennia after we had left it, or an alt-reality version of it. Parts of it were recognizable, like the dilapidated volcano and frozen over tilted, but much of the land was different, including different locations for mountains, different river layouts, and stuff like that. In Chapter 3, the IO and Seven had their last war, ending IO for good and burying Slow within the island, and setting the Zero Point free to float inside Loot Lake. But the IO weren't the only enemies, as the last reality sent its chrome-infused herald to interact with it. Infect the island with chrome and end us. If you remember, the chrome was not actually the herald's power. It was the power of something we know as the Nobody or Nothing, or the Shapeless Man, or something like that, but we still don't know the full story behind that character. It's one of those loose threads we just kind of let hang off at the end. As Chapter 3 started, we started having stories we didn't finish, and just left as loose threads. The Chrome took the entire island and many of the allies, including the Seven, but the island detonated. And again, we're not sure if the island detonated due to the Herald, the last reality, or if that was a feature of Zero Point, or if maybe there was like some IO explosives all over the world and Jones detonated it. The island detonation allowed loopers and the Paradigm to escape the Zero Point to a new location. The Paradigm was the last of the Seven. The Paradigm sacrificed herself to create the Chapter 4 island with us, refusing as in fusing the Zero Point back together. In Chapter 4, the Zero Point went dormant, seeming to wane in power and petrify. According to an Autobot named Prime, this opened us to new threats. While the islands dealt with poorly crafted bridges, a shapeless entity of still unknown origin flowing streams, and learning of an ancient civilization from an island of the past, and a vampiric collector comes. For unknown reason, the dormant Zero Point and time-traveling vampire collector is enough of a threat. Jones and former IO leader Sloan steal his time machine and time travel to Chapter 1, Season 4, aka OG1, and an alternate technical timeline. Jones arrives and starts twisting time. Oh, Jesus, that's so loud. Jones arrives and starts twisting time, uncovering the cube, the Zero Point, and much more within the single Season 4 of Chapter 1. His goal is to create Season X rocket event. Yeah, let's get away from people because this is super loud in my ears. This appears to have the effect. His goal is to recreate the Season X rocket event, but this time ram a time machine into the Zero Point. This appears to have the effect of expanding Reality Zero into different galaxies and spreading out the Zero Point's influence. It is unclear if the Zero Point exists as it was. I'm going to say it has to, otherwise this reality wouldn't exist as it is, unless now the entire universe for Reality Zero is the Zero Point. And now we come to the overview of Chapter 5. Well, let's go ahead and get down here and search for some weapons. 2, 1, 0. Oh, it wants me to get a chainsaw. Okay. I don't think we'll actually find a chainsaw in here. That's usually sold, isn't it? There's something up there. It sounds like a... I like the spooky music. I'm glad we got a Halloween run in here. I know, we actually got 2 Halloween, didn't we? Ooh, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. So what are my daily missions, actually? You know, I'm not even bothered. We're just here to play and talk. Why did they reset my visual things on? I hate the visual things being on, honestly. Not a fan of that at all. Okay, where's my settings? Where's the visual audio at? There it is. Turn that shit off. That annoys me so much. Thank you. Oh, look, a shield. Huh, fun. Okay, I think we cleared this place out pretty good. I hear something over here. Look, claws. And might as well replace this. Get that. Got that. Oh, kitty cat. Ow, your claws. You need to have nail trimming. She's such a good jumper, and now she can make it up and down our stairs. She's growing up. You know, big cat soon. It's gonna be harder to carry her around, especially with one arm. So what we'll do from here is I will continue to play a little bit of Team Rumble while we wait for Team Rumbles at the beginning. I will go through the seasons. We'll try to get through at least 1 season per match. At the end of the seasonal overviews, once we finish all those, man, I didn't know he was fully armed. Once we're done with the seasonal overviews, we will go do some storyline stuff on the actual menu, which will see the end of actual playtime. But I want to get some playtime in here to see if y'all some interesting stuff to watch. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. So we had some kind of mix-up today, where, what is going on that is so loud? So that explains that, I guess. He's just getting some metal out. Yeah, look, Chrome Punk. Anyway, we had some incident today where I thought my son and myself had some dental appointment today because I kept getting reminders of a dental appointment today, but it ended up being for some person that, for some reason, I was getting his email. This is still, even with the even with the nerfing of that shield, it's still a really good weapon. We are kicking butt, 62 to 27. Oh shoot, that turned off my YouTube, didn't it? XP. I pretty much have all the things unlocked. The only thing I'm missing is some of the extra colors, and the extra colors this here, I'm not like a huge fan. So I'm not gonna like die if I don't get all of them open. But all the important stuff's been unlocked. Okay, let's get my YouTube back and open, because that shut that down when I answered that phone call. Okay, are we still showing us live? Are we still showing us live? There we go. Okay. With that, we'll ready up. And so now we come to the overview of Chapter 5. In Season 1, when we arrived after the reset or the Big Bang, or you want to call whatever that really crappy last event in Chapter 4 was, when we arrived with the Looper world of Chapter 5, while it was very much Greece Italian European inspired, it also appears to be an alt of Chapter 2, with an order of crooked villains in charge. Jones at first doesn't get involved himself too much, but does get entangled with the rebellion, the Underground. The Underground and the Society are run by rival sisters. While the Society kidnaps Philly and goes to war, this was all a cover for its leader's research on ancient Greek powers. In the end, she summons the Hand of a Titan, the gods before Zeus, holding Pandora's box. And because loopers can't help themselves, we shoot it open, releasing all within it, which usually in Pandora's box is like evil and chaos. Yep, look at that. We get to chapter 1 overview and get pushed right into the next round. Cool. This might actually work pretty well. And yes, I know I need to get back to doing Silent Hill stream, but I thought today would be a good day for our end-of-day stream for Fortnite, since we can do a lot of Fortnite. Maybe I'll do a Silent Hill stream tonight if I don't have any plans, but I'll be hanging out. If you say that's much better. The pumpkin. There's a chest up there. Hello. I know that. Yes. Haha, I know what weapon I'm using. I'm going to be an annoying guy with a chainsaw. That means I need to get a heck of a lot of shields to make that even worth it most of the time. What you looking at, Mama Cat? What's outside? Baby cat, don't mess with Mama Cat. Don't look at me, Mama Cat, you're still a butt. Our eldest lady isn't very happy with the new one. The other ones are tolerating her better, and then her and Chi, the actual eldest cat, and the one Mel we have is like her best friend. Right, Mello? Is Chi your best friend? Mello is watching something outside. It's a little rainy, so I'm wondering if she's watching the drips. You know what, I'm going to do primarily chainsaws, so we'll just load up in shields and see if I can get more than one. There's some blue over here. That is a gun. There's a shield. And now there's going to be a chest over here. And there's some more shields. We'll replace you with this. So one thing you'll see if you get to see my locker is I cleared out the locker of most of the stuff, including the Sephiroth DX loadouts. I'm keeping the Chaos Agent because I really like that loadout, but I think that might be the only skin I keep permanently inside my loadout, leaving room for the full next seasons, because one thing I noticed this season is there's so much good skins, so much good seasons this season. I have absolutely no room for all of them. I'm sure why not. There we go. Full on a bunch of hundreds and stuff. Just, excuse me. Stop that. Chaos Agent, you're fired. Oh, wait. Get fully shielded up before I go try and chainsaw people. Just splooging everywhere, all over into the air. Even my splooge around, like I just don't care. Okay. Darn. I know that one of my things is I need to do a jump attack on these guys, so I'm trying to do that to get some XP. Because technically the XP for the nightmare stuff is pretty high up there. Okay, I guess that didn't count, even though I didn't do like a regular jump with it. I saw that. Oh, the sound of gaining a level. What am I at right now, by the way? 171? Damn, 377. Does that guy do nothing but play Fortnite? I wish I had that kind of time. Maybe if I was a half competent writer, I would have that kind of time. Why did I explode? What shit? It's a shotgun. Why did I explode? Knocked down their place of hiding. Flash vehicle tires. There's gonna be less and less vehicles on the map. I haven't seen a vehicle in forever, honestly. I do play outside the streams. That's such a dumb weapon, and I know it's losing us the game, but I think that the fact that we have 5 kills means I'm not the only one losing us the game here. Also, glaring glitch with the Tony Starklanders. I don't know what's going on over there, but that has been happening for the past, like, half a month at least. Maybe less, but maybe the last week or so. Come on through the door. I want to jump scare somebody. Come on, you know you want to come in here. There's a chainsaw in here. Oh, I was having fun. Gotta love the chainsaw. That might be one of my favorite weapons that's ever come out in Fortnite. I don't think you can go in these. I think they're, like, stuck closed. So, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that glitched in Zero build. They might be, but they're definitely glitched. Yeah, look at that balloon. Little one, what are you doing? Oh, what the heck? Okay, let's go ahead and go see if I can do anything on the battle pass real quick, and then we'll go to the next one. What does it say for the remix? The countdown begins. Check out remix the prelude on November 1st in Battle Royale, or Zero build at restored reels when the timer hits 0. So it'll be whatever's happening at restored reels apparently, which is the farting unicorn, which is the farting unicorn. No, which is the what does he come with? Is it just the fish sticks? How much is he? 1500, which is basic price for, yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, battle pass, bonus rewards. Do I have enough? Nope, I need 5 more. Okay, back to the Rumble. Okay, season 2 of chapter 5 saw Zeus and his gods arrive, setting up Mount Olympus and Hades' underworld. Zeus is fairly pissed that the mortals opened Pandora's box and released everything within it. But many of the gods and her snake lady Medusa side with us. In the end, we find out Zeus's weakness, which had to do with some kind of, what do you call those timekeeping devices with sand? Oh my god. Hourglass, there we go. Some kind of magical hourglass. We destroy it, and then we end up killing them. Like, right out killing them. As far as I can tell in the storyline, we end Zeus. As a final screw you from Zeus, his giant statue comes to life and releases electrical charges, exploding Pandora box open, releasing an unknown energy before sinking into the ground. The energy strikes a distant island and becomes a massive sandstorm that hits the island and becomes a wasteland. Hi, Mello, what you doing? Come hang out some more? You can come bite me? I don't know what that is. Well, we're still waiting for the match, so I guess I'd go over chapter 3. So with the sandstorm that hits, a massive ship arrives. Its leader, Megalodon, seeks to mine up a new fuel named Nitro from the island. and destroy the island with his ship for unknown reasons, other than he seems to just be a violent psychopath. Um, However, his strings are being pulled by a mysterious cloak character. At the end of the season, just as he's filling the ship, said figure, is supposed to be Doctor Doom, blows the pipeline, creating a massive explosion that exposes the resting place of Pandora's box, which in turn seems to be the source of the nitro. Doctor Doom absorbs Pandora's power, but he cannot. We're now in season 4, which is this season, and it seems we're not going any further into the matchmaking, so we'll go ahead and do this. In season 4, Doctor Doom absorbs Pandora's power, but he cannot contain it. He sets to work crafting armor that can, working with Mephisto as his forces take over the control of the island. Before his seeming death, Magneto uses Stark's old 0-point tech to bring over some heroes, but many fall to Doom. The remaining heroes, including Stark, Black Panther, reverse the polarity of the devices, hoping they can port away or tear apart Doom. Hold on, I guess it's in my eye. My eye is gross. It doesn't work, and he flings the devices all over the island and fights with the loopers as a giant Doctor Doom for hours. Until, in a last-ditch effort, they use the last remaining tech to port him away after most of his power has been drained in battle. And then lastly, we have, I guess we're not going into matchmaking. Okay, whatever. Pull out of the matchmaking, Team Rumble. And lastly, we have the 4.5 Halloween, which is the Stark tech appears to still be active and bleeds pumpkins into the area. It's a world of sentient pumpkins at the island, replacing the central city itself, the place with the largest train depot, with a haunted version of Chapter 1's farm, and bring with it an evil knight that seems to be made of pumpkin and vines. And that's pretty much all we have on this chapter's actual storyline for the pumpkin season. So we'll go ahead and get into the map here. That'll be the end of our gameplay for now. So we're going to go through some of the map. Of course, where the hell is collection? Oh, that's right. It's at the top of this. Can we just go to the map? Thank you. So we're going to go through the map from season 1 to season 4. What are you doing? I'm not sure it's the play thing. I don't know what that is. It's just some kind of canvas. I'm sure it won't hurt you to play with it. Do you like how it crinkles? Are you a fan of the crinkle? Are you just a cute cat? Was that a fucking ghost? Oh, that's my son. I felt something touch my shoulder. I'm like, the hell was that? Oh no, yeah, don't eat that pillow. Mama Cat's done such a bad job at trying that. You know what this is? Okay. I don't know, she's playing with it. It's just some kind of canvas. I'm live, so just a heads up. I didn't even know you were downstairs. Just almost scared the crap out of me because you tapped my shoulder, and I was like, feeling things. Is that a ghost? Do you need to worry about poltergeist? I'm just running the last chapter 5 stream, the end of chapter stream, and then we can get going and doing stuff. Oh, okay. You gonna make yourself breakfast? Okay. Okay. Sure. Sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna do the chapter 5 places. Now the map, of course, is way different than it began because it was really good changes this past season. But in the season 1 map had plenty of snow on it. Like almost all this section over here was snow mountains. Now it's just like regulated to this one section because it was winter. It had a central lake, which is no longer a lake, sort of like Loot Lake. It had melting glaciers. The glaciers over here. I wrote fears. What does that mean? Maybe fields, because I had fields. I don't know if I put fears. Pines and a separate island. The separate island no longer exists anymore. The separate island used to be up here. It was pretty much taken over by the underworld, which I guess technically is sort of still a separate island, but it's a lot bigger than it was. In the main areas of chapter or season one was Rebel's Roost. Now that still exists. It's still right here. It's just like a little factory building, abandoned. It was abandoned factory, underground location, a space for a character named Stillsight, and has lasted the entire chapter. There was Ruined Reels, which is no longer Ruined Reels. It is over here. When this first started on season one, all the Grecian locations were ruins, including Ruined Reels. This was like an old Grecian amphitheater that someone had set up to become a outdoor theater, which is actually a really cool idea. Wish we had places like that. I would love outdoor theaters, though it wouldn't be so much fun in the summer around here. We had the Grand Glacier Hotel, which has still lasted the entire chapter, along with his little motel over here on the side. The Grand Glacier originally was run by Montague, if that's how you pronounce his name, the guy with the diamond powers from the society. He ran the hotel, and this motel is one of the places where they had kidnapped Peely stored at the time. The hotel itself is several stories, is fairly massive, and its backyard is the giant melting glacier. The glacier itself was a feature that would melt throughout the chapter. There was a plane wreck up here. Unknown how the plane hit the glacier. Don't know if that was a reference to something. But as the chapter went on, the glacier would melt and shorten, dump the plane into this little pond down here, which is now more lake-ish, and would uncover a bunker, which is this right here, which ended up being a Weapon X bunker. Um, Reckless Railways, which no longer exists, was right. Is that right here? Yeah, this was it right here. This was Reckless Railways. This was one of the largest cities at the time. It had a massive railway location. Um, the society running the train, the central city running the train, is Valeria's, who was the leader of the society. It was a city full of medium-sized, multi-story buildings, a good spot for a large firefight or snooping around, and included a massive, mostly open train station. I love the Halloween build they got going here, but I kind of do miss all the buildings they had in this area. There was a lot of two-story plus buildings they had in this area. What you playing? Okay. Yeah, have you been playing a lot of the Super Mario 3 we got the other day from Game Over? Cool. Oh, that your advanced started working out of nowhere or something? Weird. Charger. What kind of charger does it take? Yeah, there's no issues with that. That's weird. Why did it just start working all of a sudden? Oh yeah. I always thought it was just like a power issue with it, so maybe it's temporarily back while the battery's still alive. I don't know. Okay, back to what we're doing. So over here, which is no longer here, we once had the yacht. Now the yacht at the time was the society's yacht, but it was obviously Midas's yacht, and it was just sitting here over with no reason for sitting over there. Um, mhm. They need to do that for the next Switch. Just allow us to put all our mini cartridges into the Switch. Does that play regular Game Boy or just GBA? Okay. Of course, throughout the map, there are little train stations. They still exist. This one had been shut down during season 3, but it'd still be fun. and there's train stations everywhere. They're all a little different. Some of them have one of them has like a vault in it. This one has some fairly large buildings in it, and they all have like different, what do you call them, vending machines and whatnot on them. Um, there was Snooty Steps, which is no longer Snooty Steps. Originally, this was a large multi-layered city, and it had a large port, which no longer exists after season 3. And according to its name, Snooty Steps, it was where rich people lived. It was a play off Snobby or Snooty, the houses in Chapter 1 with the name. Of course, it's no longer a rich place anymore. We had Fencing Fields, which no longer exists now. That was up here. It was a large vineyard. It was where the fencer, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, we'll go over her in a minute, owned a vineyard that had to do with the oddly named Splurge. I think it's called Splurge. Is that the name of the drink they do now? Drink that was created by the berries.
This damn machine is timeless. I don't know why this thing came out like nearly 20 years ago now. The original model did come out 20 years ago, and I'm still using it.
Stop making me feel old.
No, I mean like what?
Yes, I know that
2024.
3D handheld is 20 years old, and that my 2D handheld is 40 years old almost. Oh yeah, well you're almost 20 years old, so huh. The original Game Boy? No, that was the 80s, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was late 80s at least. At the
only thing I know from back then is Earthbound released in 1994, I think.
Look up release date of Red versus Blue, because that was or Tetris. Those are the big early Game Boy games.
Oh, I could just look up the release date of the Game Boy.
Oh, that too. Where were we? Fencing Field was a vineyard full of new berries, energy items that used to make the drink. It was owned by a fencer and a society member. A large area full of small bushes, oaks, a wide layout of a facility with a below ground area. The below ground area was really fun to traverse while it existed.
April 21st, 1989.
Oh, okay. So not quite 40. I'm older than the Game Boy. Yeah. Then we have Pleasant Plaza, which I don't believe exists. Oh, yeah, that was down here, wasn't that? So, yeah, Pleasant Plaza was right here. Pleasant Plaza was a small European-like city. Also had an orchard near it. It was fairly okay. It was a little more cramped than the other city, the train city. But it was a fun one to traverse with a bunch of multi-layered houses in it, now also gone. We had Classy Courts, which we kept through 3 chapters up until this chapter. It was up here. It was a fairly large tennis courtyard. It was also my favorite place to land for loot because there was a chest in every single tennis courtyard, or at least 1 to 3 chests per courtyard, plus chests inside the house. The only thing that's left of it is the building. The building's still the same building, but the rest of it's been changed by Newton. And what do we got here? We had the Lavish Layer, which is a mansion near the courts that's also been taken down. I think it was right here. Yeah. It was just a small mansion. I think that may have been where the tiger was located, but don't quote me on that. I think that one may have been the one that also had the greenhouse in it. And then we had Hazy Hillside, which was destroyed in Chapter 2, technically. It was somewhere over here in this area, which is now the Grecian area. And it was a little Germanic town with all those little like lights strewn across it, and you could grind the lights. And just full of wooden buildings, had a clock tower in it. Really okay place to land. It wasn't like special, but it was a good, decent place to land for a fight as well. There were some side locations. Some of them still exist. There's the graveyard, which still exists, but you know what? I always forget where it is until I land there. It's somewhere. It's towards the center of the map. Don't ask me. I don't see it. You can let me know if you know exactly where it is. It's still here because I still go through it. It's just a multi-layered graveyard. It has a mausoleum in it that has a steeple on it. It's an okay place to land and fight. It's not like it's anything special, but it's one of the locations that lasted through all 4 seasons. we had the open house, which I am fairly like 10%, no, let's say 30% sure was on this map. But then my brain's like, no, that was on the last map, so I'm not sure if that was chapter 5 or chapter 4. But maybe y'all can tell me because there was the house, and I want to say it was on the south side of the map, which no longer exists. That was a fairly open house with open hallways leading to closed-in areas. Like the hallways were outside, outdoor hallways. I want to say maybe that was last chapter. I don't know, but it had a fairly European feel to it, which makes me think it was this chapter, and it was just down here and doesn't exist anymore. But technically, I guess the island ended right here in season 1, because that's where the Heart Islands are, where it was. Let's see what else we have. We do have the base, and the base is still here. This is a base over here. This base has a layout that is very similar to both the AIM and IO bases from Season 1. I don't believe there's any symbols on it. There's no indication who's running the base, what government facility it belongs to, and it's had no storied changes or anything to it. It's just remained over here as a base of somebody watching the loop. Possibly with the IO gone, it's just someone set up by Jones to watch the loop and make sure everything's stable. Who knows? Um, North Island. We do have the North Island, which has lasted through the seasons. Right here, it has some chapter 3. Yeah, it has some chapter 3 items on it, and I do believe that one mercenary took hold up here and has been hiding on the island since chapter 2 or since season 2 or 3. And then we have a tinier island on the northeast. This one has some older chapter items on it. You can see the Durburger over here, some chapter 2 items as well. And just south of that, are they not there anymore? Yeah, how long have they been missing? I didn't even notice. I need to go over there and see if they're not there. The windmills are gone. The wind turbines. I didn't even notice. So the island is still there, but it looks like when Doom took the place over, he got rid of the wind turbines. But there used to be a row of wind turbines right here that you could skate across, and they were an okay place for loot and out of the way, and nobody was ever bothered to go over there. But unless these little tiny dots are them, they may be gone. They don't think they looked like these little tiny dots on the map before. Oh, and then there's a house island, and there were technically, I think, 2 house islands, but one of them was a large, multi-layered house. There's one. So here's one of the house islands. One was a large, multi-layered house. The one was a smaller. Uh, so one was like a mansion, like an IO a society mansion, and one was a tall house with a bunch of like references and stuff in it. There's one up here which still exists, and there's one down here that got buried. You can usually see its roof. Where's the shack at? The shack's right there. So the roof is usually somewhere around here. And considering that this used to be the island, you can see how much was added to the island in season 3. But with that, we're going to go into season 2. In season 2, the gods forced their way onto the island. The mountains and the Hazy were destroyed for Mount Olympus and Brawler's Battlegrounds. So you can see Mount Olympus, which still exists. Mount Olympus, at the end of everything, was taken over by Hope and graffitied up once Zeus lost. And this is Brawler's Battleground, which used to be where... Wow, my brain broke. What's the God of War's name? No, the actual God of War. Like the real Grecian God of War. The one that actually he took the job from. Well, this used to be where the God of War hung. No, Hercules is just a half human, one of Zeus's many bastard sons. Um, Sons that he doesn't care about, that he had with humans. What is this? Huh. Hello, that guy Mason. How's it going? I don't know if I know what this is right here. There's some weird thing right here on the map. Yeah, they really up Zeus on the carrying level in Disney. Now Zeus was a dick in original Greece religion and a womanizer, but he was a god, so and he was a god that killed his own parents and the other gods before him, or locked them away or something like that. So yeah, theirs was where the God of War hung out, and I will remember his name. I think it starts with an A, but don't question me because I don't know. For some reason, even though the map completely changed, this area with the base still remained the same. It just changed color, and it did take out like a good chunk of the mountain. Other than that, the underworld during season two took over. The island that was here was expanded into more of a part of the island. Thank you, that guy Mason. I appreciate that. And with it came this jagged. Thank you, Ahmed. I appreciate that. With it came this jagged, grayish black landmass that looked, I guess, what the underworld was supposed to look like. The river was originally green because this would be the river Styx. It released Hades' underworld section here. Ooh. My son is cooking. It's got really noisy in here. And as this is where Hades hung out, his throne room, and this is where his Cerberus Grim hung out. Let's see. That's really the only thing I could think of as far as big changes during season two. It was just those two massive changes. Um, Nothing super big changed other than that. Other than the fact these were fairly large changes. Together they changed about a quarter-ish of the map. Let's see. Oh, that's right. So any of the Grecian areas that had been ruins were fixed, and that's when ruined reels became restored reels, because the Greek gods fixed all the Grecian areas. What is that, cat food? What'd you just shove in my face? Well, I don't know. It was just in my face. Oh, thank you. That'd be nice. I'd love to be a famous writer for that. But yes, thank you. My son distracted me and I lost my place in my notes. Oh, that's right. For a while, south of Restored Reels is where the Titan's hand came up. You can still see the remains of the Titan's hand, assuming the Titan either died or lost its arm. And right here is where Pandora's box sat until Zeus shot it back underground. And then we had season three. During this season, a massive sandstorm hit the island. Originally, the island pretty much ended right here. If you see this right here, this is where the Heart Islands were. They're in the middle of the water. And this right here was the other island house. So it extended the island by a fair chunk. With it came, oh yeah, I forgot that was there. That's new right here, by the way. But with it came some extra small areas, this little dock over here, this little shanty shack thing, this trailer, which is where Ramirez is currently staying. We had Brutal Beachhead, which is Megalodon's ship was landed. We had the pipeline, which is now just in ruins, as well as the, oh look, Pandora's box is still sitting there. Pipeline along with the that's cool. You always keep trying and just keep sharing. My biggest thing I do is try to share on social media areas, even ones I don't visit a lot. I run a page off Facebook, and then if I ever go in streaming, I'll just share it anywhere I'm attached to. But I'll check out your channel later. But this is where they were not mining, pumping the nitro out before Doom ruined it all. What else changed? Oh yeah, we had this area right here. This was a love shack in the first few seasons, taken over by Aphrodite in the Grecian season. But when this hit, this was taken over by Peabody, and I still think he's there, and turned into a garage. And then for some reason, and there's still not a full story reason why, when this hit, it seemed to push a lot of like shield or slurp juice or something to the surface. Along with the slurp cactuses, we had ponds just full of slurp, which were healing us and giving us shield as we sat in them. There's one here. There's one here, like where the Love Island used to be. And I believe right here also shields you at the bottom of this. It's not the entire waterfall, but right here. And right here, there's a little pump house where someone is collecting the slurp. Um, I honestly don't know why slurp is coming out of the ground, other than it got pushed out. This was just added this season, and I'll probably forget about it. But this is the bear head, technically from chapter 3, and then showed up as a ruin in chapter 4, but now has like an angry face on it for the, I guess, Halloween season. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, yeah, that's right. It buries Snooty Steps, turning it into Sandy Steps, leaving it in an abandoned area full of broken buildings. It also buried the wedding location, which was this right here. There used to be Love Shack, the wedding location, like somewhere around here, and the Heart Island, which has been broken. And of course, the house in the south, this little island was buried. Brutal Beachhead, we already know about that one. I think that's it, really. One interesting notice is that they had a little storyline right here where throughout the season, someone drove a forklift off the pier, like tipped it off the pier, and it just fell off. Have you ever driven a forklift? They're not easy. Yes, for Walmart. Because I had to move around giant brick things. I worked for Garden Center, and we had patio bricks. I drove a forklift. Yes, I was certified. Walmart isn't so irresponsible not to certify me. They are irresponsible enough to let me do it, though. Nothing. I never did anything bad. I was very responsible. I did more damage to myself working as a cook for HEB than I ever did as a Garden Center member at Walmart. What? Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Video games taught me how to drive, and GTA told me what not to do because then the cops will hunt me down. And I'll have to go spray paint my car to get away with it. Yep. Yeah, driving a car is fairly similar to video games. A lot worse if you mess up doing it. Oh, that's right. You okay? Watch out, it's tilting. What did you put in it? Or is that the spicy one? Oh, okay. Ah, cool. Yes, sir. We'll see you later. So this up here, the vineyard, was taken over by the Nitrodome. This is an area where it was supposed to be like a car battle version of the like robot battles. Dan. And of course, at this point, the glacier had melted and exposed the Weapon X bunker where uh, um, Weapon X Wolverine was. And throughout the map, they had Magneto had set up the Stark Tech for the Rift beacons to start porting over heroes as in preparation for Doom. And then lastly, we have Season 4, what we're in right now, though we're technically in Season 4.5 with the Halloween. In Season 4, we had a few updates. Of course, the biggest one was Doom's updates. Doom took over... Let's see, Doom uses powers to erect a town and a castle. On the northeast side, Doom's castle and foundry took out some of the mountains and a small building, so it's a chunk of mountain missing up here, and there used to be a little factory around this river bend. The river was changed as Doom's castle took over like a little pond that used to be up here, and now it bends a little different. The castle is a fairly large area. This is a good place for a fight. You get like several big buildings, plus a building over here on the mountain where you can fly off of. And it's a fun place for fighting. And this is also where Doom's bot is. And then, of course, Doom's courtyard destroyed my precious tennis courtyards in all of the freaking chests that went with it. It still has a fair amount of chests, and it also has a massive head statue you can sit on and snipe people from if they don't notice it out there. What's in that? Paprika? But yeah, it really, I like the aesthetic of the Doom Courtyard. I just don't like that it took my favorite landing spot out of the way. Also, forgot to mention there's this little pier up here, which is a fun landing spot out of the way. It's just one of those little places. Um, I'm not positive what this is over here. My son made himself breakfast, and he's very impressed with the spam.
White trash food and
It is white trash food and spam. I am white. I know what our bad food looks like. I don't know what this is here, honestly. This is something I don't remember. I know there was like a weather thing somewhere, and I want to say it was somewhere in the mountains. Also, there's this little motel down here that's lasted throughout the chapter. And this may be, you know what this is? This is that little facility. There's this multi-layered facility I completely forgot existed that has like 3 buildings in it. And it had like one character in it once, but it's never been centralized to any of the story. And I barely ever land there, so I forgot it existed, and I think that's what this is. Anyway, and then we have Doomstat, which was over here, and removed Lavish Layer, or demolished Lavish Layer, to create what is now probably the bigger of the remaining cities. Is that your cat? What is that noise? Is that what that is? Okay. And so Doomstat's pretty good. I like the layers of the city. It's got multi-layer 2 to 3 story buildings. It's got alleyways. You can go under buildings. It's a fairly fun place to fight if you don't mind getting caught up with Magneto once in a while. Um, and it has some underground areas. It's pretty fun to use. And then lastly, Pleasant was removed completely, like just ported away or crushed. We're not sure. And in its replacement was the raft. You can see that the raft has like different oceanic waters in it too, like an entire section of the raft and the ocean from that Marvel New York was ported over here. And because the raft is supposed to be way out in the ocean, so that's why the water's a little pretty. And it's supposed to be far enough away from New York that doesn't cause a problem when there's like a riot or something in there, because the raft is a superhero prison. It's one of the multiple superhero prisons for the Marvel Universe. This is probably one of the more famous ones. Outside that, the only other one I can think of off the top of my head is that interdimensional one they had during the actual Civil War, not the actual Civil War, but the Civil War, Marvel Civil War in comics. And in this one, I think is where our Diamond Lady Frost sits, but this also is where Magneto got a lot of his allies from. And then we have 4.5 map changes. 4.5 map changes, what I'm calling it, is the Halloween update. Other than our bear down here showing up from chapter 2 and 3. No, sorry, 3 and 4. The Stark Tech seemed to bleed over a world of pumpkins and hauntings. So the biggest change we got was this little train station city was changed into Freaky Fields, which is a play off a um, chapter one farmland, but a Halloween version of it. Other than that, there's massive amount of possibly sentient pumpkins showing up everywhere, glowing in almost like some kind of energy. Somebody said that looks like 0 point energy. Its central location actually doesn't appear to be Freaky Fields. There's a massive pumpkin right here. You can see it on the map, and it's full of thorns. And people are surmising that might be its leader. Plus, this is also where you find the Pumpkin Knight um, wandering around. Say what? Because it's Halloween, and they're freaky. Plus, you can hide inside the uh, the scarecrows down there and pop out and scare people, or just watch them and be spooky. Um, Other than that, there's pumpkins just showing up everywhere. There's a pumpkin head that showed up on Mount Olympus's statue up here. Some of the cities, some of the older cities have gotten pumpkin infection on them. What else has pumpkins? Not that place. Not that place. Not that place. Mm, what did get pumpkined? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what else got pumpkin. I know a few of the places. I think Restored Riddles has some pumpkins going around it. Rebels Roost definitely has a bunch of pumpkin takeover. You can actually see it on the map. Oh yeah, that reminds me. And then I think it's all the season one places because this place also has some pumpkins. And this is also where you'll find Edward Scissorhands to set up. So with that, we will be going through the skins from passes and story. So with that, that's going to be easier done from the locker. What I'm going to do is have everything run in order and just go find season 1 chapter 5, which shouldn't be too hard because outside this season, not too large amount of characters. Chapter 4, OG, 1, 1, 1, OG, 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 chapter 5, season 1. So we'll just go over every single skin we have. It's just a few lines. It's not going to take forever. Some of them will be storied, some of them won't. This is Bushranger. Bushranger is a few chapters old now. It's a sentient tree creature. He's had several different versions of him, mostly having to do with seasons, because apparently he changes foliages with the seasons. There was some references that he was part of the same world as the purple brush that showed up in chapter 3, and he actually changed into that purple brush as well. He hasn't had really much of a story since then, and this is just sort of a Winterfest look for him, where he's decked out in snow and Christmas tree stuff. This is Vengeance Jones. This is the latest version of Agent Jones, his central character, and not just a copy. Except for now, he's just a copy. So he has a newer version. But at the time, he wasn't just a copy. And Jones, this was Jones after he had reset time or created a new timeline or whatever he did with the Big Bang event. Um, and he originally came in here, wasn't in the way, but he got involved with the underground. You can see he has an underground symbol on his outfit. He was a little more gruff because, underground life doesn't allow razors, I guess. At the time, his focus was saving Peely. And after Peely was stolen by the Society, and he worked with the Underground to stop the Society. This is Valeria. This is Hope's sister. And I believe Valeria is also a play off. Oh no, you know what it was? So someone surmised that Valeria might be a play off a love interest that Doom had in the actual Marvel comics, but that never came to fruition, so we're going to ignore that. But Valeria is Hope's sister and the leader of the society. She originally looks like this with this color scheme. So she has some kind of power, some kind of red glowy power that might have to do with the ruby she has. Her alternate shows the green power, which kind of looks like the river Styx, so may have something to do with Hades.
$40,200 of that one level. How much bread does the motherfucker need?
What are you playing?
Oreo Land 4.
Oh, it's Royal He uses all the money.
Yeah.
He's he's a thief. I think he's a thief. Is he a thief technically?
I have no
He's
idea.
a hero nowadays, but I think he's technically a
I'm
thief.
not sure if I call him a hero.
Hmm. Well, I mean, he's saving the world half the time, isn't he?
No.
Oh, okay. So this
According to
is
Mario, I already looked at this, but this game is literally him going into a pyramid like, oh shit, money?
okay. I thought he saved the world a bunch of times.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Each Wario Land game is, I don't know, something with money. One game he gets like his shit stolen, like, oh crap, I need to get that back.
What about that one game where he's like saving things, and at the end you get multiple endings depending on what you did, including turning him into a girl?
This game, dude,
So literally
use
nothing to
your
do with saving
brain
the
to
world.
remember.
I haven't
I
played
don't
the
think
games.
that, I don't know what you're talking about now. I don't know what the fuck. Wario doesn't say shit, he just wants that money.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, this is Lynx. Lynx has been around since chapter one. This is one of her latest outfits. This one's called Trailblazer Lynx. It basically has her tail and a wintry outfit because it's winter, snowy. I like the tail version. Then we have an alternate version without the tail, but the tail version's cooler. We're still in season one. Okay, we should go back. So this is Goldfish. Technically, while this is chapter five, oh no, that makes sense. So a lot of people thought that chapter five, season one, was a alt reality of chapter two, and this didn't help. This is a Midas-looking version of the Leviathan, I think is his name, which was the fish from chapter one. Uh-oh. My YouTube is doing its glitch. Hold on, because I can't see anything while it's doing that. There it goes. Yeah, this is like a Midas themed version of that character. Even has a scar on it and the golden fish scales. So a lot of it was pointing to Chapter 5, Season 1 just being an alt reality of Chapter 2 with a society in it. That side, he doesn't have any society gear on him. Nothing that says he's with a society. Just seems to be an alternate form of Midas. Um, These were one of the weird bird ones they released. I couldn't help but get it because they're just weird. I like weird skins like that. It's a flamingo. It says he's the long wing of the law, which indicate from wherever bird reality he comes from, he's a sheriff. She's their sheriff. I don't know. I can't tell if it's male or female. It's a bird. This is Super Shredder. I'm surprised they replaced him before Shredder on this. Shredder, you should know who Shredder is, but just in case you live under a rock, Shredder is the ninja raised villain of the Ninja Turtles and archenemy of Splinter in most cases. There is one storyline where Shredder is just a Krang robot. I don't like that. I do like regular human Shredder and Super Shredder. Now, Super Shredder is originally a form of Shredder taken when he takes the mutagen that turned the turtles into the turtles. And in a lot of the cases, he's a little less sane than he was to begin with. However, in this version of Super Shredder, he has dark energy pulsing from through him. The dark energy is a pretty prevalent energy in Fortnite now. It's once cursed the cubes into their dark form outside their apparent original blue form. And it's run by the last reality. We don't know why the dark energy is coursing through Shredder, considering the ooze energy is usually green, or how he got in contact with it. Excuse me. This is Evie. Evie is originally from Chapter 3, but played a bigger role in Chapter 4, where she was the leader of one of the gangs. She's a good guy, and she helped us against the IO, and she helped us against the Chrome, and helped evacuate the island. And then when her city, the Mega City, came in, she was part of a gang which were technically the good guys. Now this is Summer Seeker Evie, which appears to be an Eevee that just hangs out in the mountains. We don't know if this is the original Eevee or an alt reality Eevee. This is Sonar. He has absolutely no story. He was just a cool looking skin. I don't know. I got him because he was cool. It says fill the echo, create the beat. I believe his look is reactive to music, if music was on. Silas Hessig is one of the team member team member skins that they put out. It was pretty cool. I like the snake around him. The fact that he has a snake with him reminds me of the Serpent Clan from Chapter 1, especially that one lady who is controlled by the snake. It could indicate that Silas is also controlled by the snake, or maybe he has more control over the snakes. I don't know. But you'll see that the snake is moving its head along with Silas, indicating one or the other is in control, just like the lady from Chapter 1. But he doesn't seem to have any kind of markings on him like she did. Here's regular Shredder. This is Shredder before he gets all drugged up. Not much to say other than what I've said. You can tell he's the human version because his skin is showing. And yeah. This is a mallard named Sergeant Drake, some kind of militarist from the weird bird reality. Not really any storyline going on in the bird reality yet. They're just releasing weird bird skins. This is Rufus, another weird skin they released, raccoon. His not much really known about him. I don't think he had any really story. He does have a Trash Panda shirt, which I appreciate. This is Reverie. She was I think one of those cheap skins that usually are released once in a while. They're like $3. I think she had to do with the music version of Fortnite that is up and running. It says Sweet Dreams, which may be, of course, reference to the song Sweet Dreams, which I don't think exists in Fortnite yet, but there's been so many releases of music, I may be wrong. Of course, the turtles were released, and they're really good looking. Like, these are really detailed skins. They went all out for the turtles. This is Raph, the angry one. Um, he's the one who has a hot head, and because of it, he's been given a pair of Sai, which are non lethal weapons, because he needs to learn to be in more control. And then we get into probably the weirdest skin of it all, Buff Peter, which has a small storyline to it. Apparently, Meowscles somehow ended up in Family Guy's reality. Gave, I see you're holding the mellow because she loves you. But Peter ended up going to Meowscles. Meowscles gave him a expired slurp drink, which then turned him into this Buff Peter version, and then shoved him into Fortnite for unknown reasons. And then for further unknown reasons, Peter ended up joining the society and creating like a Pitoria in the what was it called? Snooty Steps, whatever the heck it's called, down on the bottom left of the map. Yeah, he had this Pitoria flag, and then the naked Peter fountain where he's spitting out water. It was a much more impressive Pitoria than in the show where it was just this house. Then we have Oscar. Oscar? Why did I say that's weird? Oscar. Oscar is. Oh, sorry. There's because he is a main character. Peter has different versions. There's his regular version, his gold-plated version, and these are all references to the show. And then his fancy Peter. Then we have Oscar, who is a society member. He is pretty much the bouncer or muscle, and of course our resident furry skin for the season. And we were pretty sure he was supposed to be an alternate Meowscles. She's just looking down for some reason. Oh, she's gonna be cute. What you do with the DSI camera? But he's the muscle for the society, and pretty cool skin. I have him like this right now for Halloween, and I'm almost positive this is a reference to that one bad guy from Spider-Man, because it even sparks like him. But I forgot the name of the bad guy. He's in the video game. This is Nisha. She's also a society member. She's the one that owns the vineyard along with her brother. Her brother isn't a skin I own. He was an alternate skin you could buy. She's a fencer. You can see her fencing sword right here. She has three versions: her white, midnight, and the pink duelist, and a bunch of different masks. She seems to be the less corrupt of the society member. She just seems to be rich, and that's why she's accepted into the society. We have Montague, which is what we believe to be another version of an alt Midas. He kind of had the look. He has scars, and like Midas has um, gold powers, he has diamond powers, turning himself into a diamond, which kind of looks like this without the thing on it. But I have this for Halloween. Watch drop. Not the game. I see the cute cat on your DS. Hi, cute cat. Grab the cute cat.
Both the DS Lite and the DSi.
You're so tiny. I don't want you to get bigger. Can you just be a teacup cat?
The DS.
What you can do when I can't hold you with one hand? I can barely hold you with one hand right now. I can hold you with one arm though. She's so long.
Well, I used to be able to hold her like that.
She's gonna bite you now. She gets sharp teeth right now. I don't know why her teeth have gotten sharper.
Now she's
What?
Why is she getting fatter and longer?
She's very not fat. She's long. She getting bigger. I know the turtle. This is Mikey. This is the wild and fun one, which is why he's given nunchucks to try and learn self control over his ADHD. I see it's a cat. She likes being held by you. You're so cute. You're a good cat. This is Lux. Lux is actually from chapter 1 from the season 8, I believe, with the treasure. Excuse you, that is not your phone. And she came back and seems to be part of the society with all the gold on her or something, but she has no symbols on her or anything. She was also, I believe, this is a bounty hunter, so she's set up for as a bounty hunter in this season, or in season 1. This was a character related, I believe, to the racing version, Rocket Racing. She doesn't really have much of a story other than that. Of course, Leo, he's the leader of the turtles in most realities, except for that one reality where, for some reason, Raph was the leader. He is the most responsible of them all, which is why he's the only one given a deadly weapon, actual katana, because he will be responsible enough to use it. This is Lana Lane. She is apparently the person behind the weapon supply, what do you call them? Vending machines. And she was also a team member skin. And speaking of team member skin, here's another oh my goodness. Another team member skin? What's that? What about the headphones? Oh, okay. I'll be right back, guys. Uh, I don't know. So this is Cat, relation of somehow to Kit and Meowscles, and thus probably to uh, Lynx. Lynx didn't seem to know Cat. There's always been a rumor that Lynx was Kit's mom, which was questionable. But Cat seems to be related and knows both Meowscles and Kit, and of course she looks like Kit. We thought maybe an alternate reality version of Kit, but she seems to think that they're a family member. She does have robot gear that looks like it's from possibly the reality of Mega City, because it looks a lot like the gear that Cuddle Team Leader had that after she visited that reality. It's a really cool skin. This is also a team member skin, and I just like the look of the robot gear she's got. It's a lot more advanced than Kit's robot gear, the Vince Kit. This is Jackie. I want to say this was also a skin from the racing game. And unfortunately, not the Jackie I wanted. I want Jackie from Cyberpunk. But it's an okay skin. And here we have Hope. Hope is this chapter's hero alongside Jones and seems to be being trained to take over Jones's spot. Hope is a sister of Valeria and the original leader of the Underground, but since then she's been fighting against all the island's threats alongside Jones, and even pushed Jones into going back to fighting when he wanted to quit. Now give me a minute, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Cold coffee. Love it when I lose all the heat in my coffee. And this is Holiday Boxy. Boxy is a character from chapter 2 or 1, I don't remember. This is a holiday version. She was upset she apparently missed a holiday, so she spent this holiday making sure everybody got presents. We have Gunslinger Calamity. Hello, little one. You're so cute as you are. You're so cute, kid. Ah, she's biting me. She's vicious. Somebody call 911. The little tiny cat's gonna eat me. Ow, your teeth are sharp. Ow, ow. Careful, soft. There you go. Soft bites. That's better.
Like some BDM from 2011 on the DS. It's crazy.
This is Calamity. Calamity is original from. Ow. Soft little one. Soft. Calamity is originally from chapter 1, season. The Halloween season. Don't ask me what the Halloween season was. She's a huntress originally, like she hunted vampires and the undead and whatnot. And she was there for the Cube event as well. Out alongside the guy cowboy. Madam, not so hard. Out soft, soft. You need nail trimming, and then I'm going to have to do something about those teeth, little panther of doom. Soft. But in this version, again, we don't know if this is an alternate reality version of her or just a new job she's taken up. She appears to be sheriff of the Wild West, it says. So she's taking up some kind of law position at season 1 at this point. We haven't seen her since then, so she's probably just wandering around the island. Also, I feel like this hat is a fair amount bigger than her original hat, but I'm not positive. This is Frieza. No, it's Frieza. Why is there an eye in it? There isn't. Sorry. That's a reference to 4-star. So this is Frieza. Um, Frieza, of course, is from Dragon Ball Z. He was the emperor, they were the emperor of the universe, and or the galaxy at the very least.
I have an idea.
Yes,
It's like
you left the
yeah,
fridge
I'll go
open.
close the fridge in a second. It winds way too early. It's still cold, and I'm making stuff. But we get like an aux cable, like a male to female, and then I plug it into the back of the radio, and put it where the old one was, so we have like physical auxiliary for it. I don't know for some reason,
Okay.
even though we have Bluetooth.
So this is Frieza, a member of a race of lizardish bug people, and super powerful. They ended up in this form to try and control their power, because without it, the power became more and more controllable. Originally, this is their final form, or their completely uncontrolled power form. However, in Super, they obtained a golden form, which showed a little bit of difference in the areas, but it wasn't like a huge difference other than color. Did you get the Super Saiyan 3 eyebrows going though? Which kind of looks weird on Frieza. Explorer Emily comes from the Lego game. Where did little bitey cat go? Disappeared. This, other than it's from the Lego reality, nothing there. Donatello, he's the sciencey nerd of the group of turtles, and that's why he is given a wooden stick, because it's not sciencey or nerdy. This is Cell, also from Dragon Ball Z. He is a android made up of, I should say, he's considered an android, but he's purely biomechanical, grown in a lab. Um, he is made up of all the superheroes that have made it to Earth, including bits of Frieza, Goku, superheroes and villains, Vegeta, Tien, a lot of different superpowered people went into making him. This is his final form after he absorbs the other two big androids that are in the series. You can see a lot of the Goku and Frieza in him. It was always questioned why he looked like a bug person, other than the fact that he seemed to hatch from an egg in a cicada. But it is rumored that's a mixture between the sluggish uh, Namekian race, since he has Piccolo in him, and the kind of lizard bug people of the Frieza race. And this is our last bird one, or another bird species person. It's sort of a Rambo reference. Never budgie on your quest for justice. Are we still in season 1? Wow, season 1 lasted longer than I thought. Hello. Did you get placed there, or did you hop back up here? This is a Venture Peely. He's actually Peely within the Lego reality version. This is the Weekend. Don't ask. He came in. Actually, the Weekend was part of the music version of Fortnite, and got a skin for it, and I thought it looked cool, so I got it. I am a Lady Gaga fan, and she made it in, and she got 2 skins. This one I'm not too much of sure exactly where that's from. This is from one of the album covers, and it's actually a really cool looking skin. This is Snake from Metal Gear Solid, uh, one of Konami's 2 biggest successful series before they abandoned its creator. Um, Master of Stealth has made it through the Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid series. He is technically a clone of another Snake, an older agent named big boss now. Um, uh, and as a clone, he grows older quicker, which is why there's also Old Snake. It's the same Snake, he's just old. And no, he's not missing an eye. That is just tech on it. Uh, Also, the suit in the older Snake looks really weird. This is Raiden. He is actually from MGS2, and unfortunately, they left out his cooler version. So this version is definitely from MGS2. This is what he wore when he was swimming into the uh, watery location, and this is just him without the mask on. Um, and no, the cooler version of him isn't the I'm naked running around with my hands in front of me version. In Metal Gear Solid 4, he becomes a full on cyborg. And he is probably one of the baddest characters in Metal Gear Solid when he does that. But they didn't put that in here. They just gave us whiny Metal Gear Solid 2 Jack.
His thing has a weird nose.
And yeah, his name is Jack. This is Prince Zuko. Oh, are we finally in season 2? Okay, so this is season 2. This goes into the Grecian season. This is Prince Zuko. During the season, a lot of the um, Avatar gang, including Aang, trapped inside a ice wall still, came over along with a lot of their powers. Due to the time frame they were ripped from is different. This Zuko didn't seem to be friends with. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, that was gross. With Aang, though he does look to be late stage Zuko, so it could indicate he comes from the time frame where Aang was ripped out in the ice wall and they never became friends. This is Toph. Toph kind of just looks like Toph through entire series, aside from a few times that she dresses up. Toph is a blind earthbender. He's the prince of the Fire Nation, and he uses firebending. This is an earthbender who's a blind. She's from a rich family, but doesn't like that fact, and she uses her feet and her earthbending to see. This is one of the team members. She doesn't really have much of a story. Psycho may be another skin. Is Psycho Spirit Hunter Psycho? That's not that Japanese skin with the spirit powers, is it? It could be, though I'm not honestly sure, and I'm not going to go back and lose my place. This is Perseus. He is named after a Grecian character because this was the Grecian era. Um, Perseus has a movie, doesn't he? He has no real play on the storyline other than he is, of course, part of just the Greek mythology or at least story. This is, for some reason, a Pili version of a philosopher, because Pili is such a philosopher. Now, this one is Medusa. She is part of the storyline, and she's a pretty cool skin. I just like the way the skin looks. What's this do? Oh, that turns on and off the reactive. Okay. But Medusa is a Gorgon. In most forms, Gorgons will turn you into stone the moment you look at it, but according to her, that only happens if she wants it to happen. Gorgons are humanoid creatures. Sometimes they have snake tails, sometimes they don't. They always have living snakes for the hair. And in this version, she was always, since she's not technically an immortal, she's part of the mortals, she helped the humans stand against Zeus. So I have to say, I think in the end, almost all of the characters that were Grecian stood against Zeus. This is Mattias. I believe they're part of the racing thing. Again, no real storyline on them. Korra is from Avatar, but she's from the second version of Avatar series. She's the Avatar during her time, and we learn a lot about the Avatar with her. On her shirt is the spirit, which is the Avatar spirit. We learned that the Avatar spirit was some kind of like godlike being that combined with the very first Avatar to create the succession of avatars and powers to help keep balance in the world. Which is why her Avatar spirit form right here looks a little weirder than Aang. She's all blued out in spirit form. This is Katara. She's from the original Avatar. Honestly, if you haven't seen the original Avatar, you can miss the second Avatar. It's a really good show, but you don't need to watch it. I guess I would recommend watching both series. But if you haven't seen the original Avatar, go watch it. It's probably one of the best animated shows I ever watched. Honestly, hands down. Really good story. Everything on it's just really good. This is Katara. She's a waterbender from the Water Tribe. She ends up getting involved with Aang through the series and helping him fight the Fire Nation. Ends up becoming his bride at the end. Oh yes, she spends at least the first half of entire series, um, talking about how her mom's dead and how she's a victim. And my son pointed that out. This is Harpy Hayes. She's based off actual harpies in the Grecian mythology, but I believe she was also a part of the music version of Fortnite. I got it because it looked cool. This is Hades. In case you've never heard of the Grecian religion, he's not actually a villain. He just runs the underworld for the Grecian gods and takes care of the souls under there. Um, and not really good care, but takes care of them. He's usually portrayed as a villain in most places, but he's not technically a villain. He does with his gas mask. He reminds me a lot of Chaos Agent in his looks, and I currently have like an extra version on him, but this is what he originally looks like, and then he can power up to look like this. But I currently have this going for Halloween. This is Clara. I honestly don't remember where she came from. It says elegant and deadly. She may be one of the sheepskins, which is why I got her. She doesn't have any story that I'm aware of. Just a cute skin with armor on legs. I have absolute no idea. This is Cerberus, the Hound of Hell and the Guardian of the Gates. And in this version, the story Fortnite, really like counts as Hades' good boy. Like his missions has to do with finding his missing tennis ball and other things he's buried, which is getting under Hades' skin technically. I don't think Cerberus is still down there, but during the Marvel season he was. I'd have to go look, but I don't think he's still down at the gate. This is Aang, the Avatar during his season. This is his Avatar state. Usually, Aang's Avatar state came when he was super emotional or super pissed off, but in the end, he started learning to control it. The Avatar state, of course, is when all the avatars activate and give the Avatar full power of all their learned history and powers, and they become like a super, just really overpowered superhero. He was the first Avatar to learn how to bend actual bending powers, and he was able to take away other people's bending. Why are we hitting me on the leg that got destroyed? This is Midas. Midas came back during this, indicating that he is the actual King Midas of legend. But according to his storyline during this season, this is also Midas after Chapter 2. So sometime after Chapter 2, where he or his 0 Point clone got eaten by a shark and then came back as a ghost. After all the Chapter 2 where he supposedly escaped and where he may come back as Midas Rex, or I don't know if it's a 0 Point copy, I think that's supposed to be him, he somehow got caught up and captured and put in the underworld. And we helped free him, or he helped free himself. Is she upstairs with you? Did you bring her upstairs, or did she follow you? But Midas got free, and then the Shadow Group came back, and the entirety of them retook Midas's ship and sailed away, and we haven't seen them since then. Miaskul stayed on the island for a few weeks, but then also left. This is Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. She was one of our first actual god allies, or maybe the second one. She isn't a fan of Zeus because she believes Zeus's genocidal policy of just killing all humans was violating the rules of a hunt, and joined us in a battle against him. After the Grecian era, she did stay on the island for a while. I don't know if she's currently there, but she was. Why you call the little dust-covered cat as yet? Why are you covered in dust, man? Ares, there we go. The Gods of War's name is Ares. Holy cow. Ares was a team member skin, but also was on the map. Of course, he is the God of War, and was one of the only allies to stand alongside Zeus during this battle. Yeah. Then we have Aphrodite. Aphrodite is the god of reproduction and love in the Grecian version. She took over the love shacks during her time here, and she was one of our first god allies. She was always pro-mortal. Here's Aang outside his avatar form. This is an older Aang where he's taller and has the monk outfit on. Towards the end of the series. Why do we have the volume out? Can we not do that while I'm streaming, please?
I was gonna do this there.
That's fine. Just not too close to the earphones so they don't have to hear it. That should be fine. And we're still on Chapter 2. So, Chapter 2 saw the next installment in Star Wars. Now, the Star Wars universe has been breaking in and out of Fortnite for a while, and they haven't been in any kind of order. For a while, it looked like they were in reverse order. We had the First Order version come back with the very last Star Wars movie and the Emperor Palpatine with a bunch of ships, and it was actually canon in universe Star Wars content that happened. Um, but this time around, it looks like it's OG, mostly OG Star Wars that's come over. We had Lando, we have Luke, which Dagobah Luke, so Empire Strikes Back versions. We have Chewie, and we have a AWR Trooper or Dark Trooper. And then we have Poseidon, which is for some reason a Ripley. So originally Ripley's are creatures made of slurp swamp. So they're slurp made creatures. How a slurp creature became Poseidon, we don't know, other than maybe 0 Point and time travel shenanigans. He has very different version of Ripley's: the original green, the red plus green purple, or red plus blue purple, or something like that, and then the orange one, which is part of that energy drink that was in the season chapter of Fortnite. Then we also had some early Marvel season before the actual Marvel season, where the Guardians of the Galaxy and one other came over. We had a young adult Groot, his buff form. He's got wooden buttons. We have a Ragnarok version Sakaran champion Hulk, which is, I know him from Work Hulk. We have Mantis from Guardians, Peter's half sister. We have Drax from Guardians. And lastly, we have Hela from Ragnarok. This is Loki's sister. Or no, wait. This is technically Thor's sister and Loki's adopted sister. And then that is the end of the Grecian season, and we moved into the Wasteland season. One of the first ones we have here is Wastelander Dummy. Dummy is, I believe, from Chapter 2 originally, and is a crash test dummy, and he always is running. I hope y'all can still hear me. He's always running garages and fixing up stuff wherever he's at. Actually, can you hold off on that while I'm streaming? That might be too loud. Sorry, it's just a little while longer. We're almost done here. So this is Wastelander Dummy, and I liked his mask. His mask's pretty cool. You can also take off his mask to show his original face. Then we had a new DBZ era. They seem to be spread through here, but this is Trunks. I guess spoiler if you haven't seen DBZ somehow. This is the son of Vegeta and Bulma. And so he's half Saiyan, huh? You knew that. He's also a Super Saiyan, like this. This is technically Future Trunks, which is a Trunks from the original timeline. If you aren't sure about the time travel in Dragon Ball, just know that the original timeline that didn't involve time travel at all ended up with every single person that was important dead, aside from Trunks, Gohan, which ends up dying anyway, and Yajirobe, because of course Yajirobe makes it towards the end. But Trunks is technically the strongest character in the future, aside when bad guys come by and he needs to get stronger. We see him in his purple hair form mostly when it's the Android series. Then his hair goes blue during the Super series when he has to deal with Goku Black. We had the Operator, which is sort of like a Mechanist, but this is a team member version. Because there are Mechanist 5s, we're assuming she's related to the Mechanist and possibly part of Megalodon's crew. I do like her earrings. Her earrings are cool. This is the Mechanist. She is one of the allies, that straight-on allies for Megalodon. She is also in charge of production and pumping of nitro. I didn't notice if she has some kind of burn or is that just dirt on her neck right there. I guess that's just dirt. You can see that she does have nitro on her. It pumps through her mask. It doesn't appear to be infused in her body, so she's likely not as addicted as someone else is to it. But if it's going in the mask, she's probably breathing it. Um, his face safety first, Steve. I got him because it was just a quirky skin. It's a summer skin, and it's just a shark. There's nothing really to say about it. He has no story version. This is Rust. Rust is a Wastelander. He seemed to have possibly come in with Megalodon, but he may also have been an Islander. We're not sure. But he is anti-Megalodon. While he likes the Wasteland, he doesn't like Megalodon's plan to destroy the island. And also, he's a Metallica fan. Look at that shirt. Metallica. I don't know why I have the white version of him out right now. It's freaking Halloween. Let's do the neon version of him. Excuse me, sorry. This is Ringmaster Scar. This is a Megalodon ally, per se. Like, she's not... No, last time I saw it, you were working on the truck. So this is technically a Megalodon ally. Oh my goodness, I'm glad we're getting to the end. I can't breathe all of a sudden. Hold on. Where'd all that gunk come from? But anyway, this is a Megalodon ally. But she doesn't, while she's not anti-Megalodon, she doesn't seem to be pro-destroy everything. She is more concerned with running her car battles inside her car battle area. And she's got a hyena mask, so I guess she's this season's uh, uh, battle pass furry. This is Persephone. She is a team member skin. Persephone is also the wife or mate or whatever of Hades, and she is known for so the Christian religion version of eating the apple that got them the knowledge. That is originally a Grecian mythology. That's originally from Grecian mythology, and it has to do with Persephone. And I don't remember if Persephone is the one that takes care of the forbidden fruit or if she ate the forbidden fruit. It's been a while since I've looked that up. She was in Hades area for a while, but now Hades area is run by the Marble Devil. He's the only one there. This is Peabody. Peabody is came with Megalodon, but he doesn't seem to be too much of an ally of his. He seems to be more interested in running a garage and fixing up cars, and for that he has existed past Megalodon season, and is currently still running his garage in what used to be the Love Shacks. Kitty cat, you kind of just fell into my leg there. You okay? And this is Megalodon. He is a nitro infused freak. Now, because of his body build, his hair, people thought he may have been a character from the IO War. If you remember, there was an IO character, the right hand man of Sloan, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Gunner. His name is Gunner. And he had a kind of orange fist power, which looked a lot like the Nitro fist of this season. And so people thought maybe this was Gunner in my car, the truck. I don't know. But people were thinking he might be a version of Gunner, but that never came to fruition, so it's still up in the air. That said, what he is he's from the island where that power hit and the sandstorm came from, and he is infused with nitro. You can see he's got it just flowing all around him. He's breathing it. He's like the Bane version of nitro, Bane from Batman. And with it fully infused in him, it looks like this, or it's just pumping into him and making his skin glow. And sets his hair on fire. He's breathing fumes coming from his hair, fumes coming from his mouth. Completely nitro addicted, but makes him super powered. There's also a kind of slurp version, which looks to be less damaging, but probably not any better. What are you doing down there? And then, let's see, for Halloween, he should probably have that on and do that. That's cool. And then we have Lizik. He is a scaly skin, and one of the few, and actually fairly cute looking. Kind of reminds me of Toothless. Kitty cat, what are you doing under the chair? This is another team member skin. This is one of the meh team member skins. Wasn't like too big on this one. It's got Japanese style to it, which I'm sure some people are into. But for me, it was more meh. Then, also in Chapter 3, we had Pirates Rift in. So, through Chapter 3, when the sandstorm came in, the central lake became more of a salt flat with some water around it. Then, some shipwrecks started showing up in it, unexplainably. And then the Black Pearl showed up in it, and as well as our resident Blackbeard ship showed up off the side of the island without Blackbeard. Alongside with that, Jack showed up, along with Undead Curse Jack, Elizabeth Swan, and Davy Jones, all from Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, and Captain Barbossa. All the big characters got from the series. I would have liked to seen the Spanish guy from the last movie. He was pretty cool. And Blackbeard would have been a cool addition, but that's what they gave us. And they're all really good looking skins. Like, that looks like Johnny Depp. That looks like Davy Jones. Kind of creepy. His finger's a little weird, the long finger. Doesn't quite look like her. Looks like a Disney-dyed version of her. But that basically looks like Barbossa's actor. I don't remember his name. In the middle of this, we do have Cinder. She's another character for the racing. During this time in the racing, we started having a Metallica season and with a Magma track. This is Bright Raider. This is Ramirez. Now, we don't know if this is the current official Ramirez or if this is just her offshoot Bright Bomber becoming part of the Wasteland. This is her original form right here. And actually, for Halloween, I probably should have given her this form. Darklands. But yeah, this is Ramirez. Ramirez, again, is from Save the World originally. So she may be the Ramirez from Save the World. We're not sure. She was the main character in Save the World. Watch your cat. She's wandering around over there. Really? So we're doing that now.
I found a penny. I'm chilling on the floor. It's not off.
You're really... Is that the one that can go into that plot?
What?
Is that one that can go into that spot?
Yeah.
Don't shove one in there that doesn't belong in there. You can try again. I guarantee you that whatever's going on, we're going to need to repair. Okay. Just don't break the trick, is all I ask. Along with Trunks came Android 18. Depending which reality you're in, Android 18 is either the super evil androids or Krillin's wife. This is her brother. Android 17, they're actually sister and brother. In the current timeline, current reality, he now takes care of animals. It's like animal sanctuary. Some more Star Wars skins during season 3. This is Moff Gideon from the Mandalorian series, and this is IG-11, which is the IG model that took care of Grogu. What are you doing up there, man? Are you getting into stuff you shouldn't? Then we have the Deadpool versus Wolverine version of Wolverine, Pin and Ink Wolverine. Hold on, I have to see what the cat's into. Man, what is up there? What are you playing with? Madame. Oh, okay. That's fine. You don't push it off, it's going to fall. You're such a cat. I'm back. Hold on. I have to make sure I'm still connected to y'all because I had to walk away. Connected to y'all? Yep, so I'm still connected. So, yeah, this is Wolverine. No real storyline here. This isn't even the Wolverine from this series. He just ported in. This is the Wolverine from our world. This Weapon X was hidden on the island for some reason. It looks like he just woke up from his experiments. Why they were making a Weapon X on the island, we don't know, but that indicates that this Logan was put here and experimented on inside the island. Again, we don't know who was doing it. Was it Doom? We just know that Magneto broke him out.